Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Magic Duels. So for today's episode we are back with the blue-red mill control deck, so the Fevered Tutelage. I've had a little bit of a break. I've basically been away on holiday, had like a long weekend off work, so it's kind of a British holiday thing where we have them called bank holidays, where we get like an extra like Monday or a Friday off work. So I had the Monday off work, so I've not really played in a few days. Went home for the weekend, also went to watch a big rugby match, so I'm a little out of practice. Been playing a few games to warm up today, and my luck has been absolutely abysmal. I mean, absolutely abysmal my luck has been today. I've literally lost about 4 matches in a row while practicing this afternoon, just because I just had the worst luck possible. I've had hands where I've started off with 1 mana in hand, mulligan down 4 times, had 1 land in hand every time. I've lost games over and over. I've lost a few games in a row. I'm just going to block that. Okay, I was expecting a combat trick there or something. I wonder why he decided to swing knowing that I could just block it. Very odd. Okay, so what do we do this turn? I'm thinking just Alchemist Vial, and then if we want to fire Impulse that, we can. So we're going to try and find one of our tutelages or our Fevered Visions would be quite nice. So yeah, I've not had a lot of luck this afternoon, so this evening while I practiced before coming on. So like I said, I've been away for a few days, out of practice, and hoping my luck is about to change. So he's obviously dropping the Explosive Vegetation, nothing we can do about that. So he's ramping up pretty quickly. So he's got a lot of mana in hand already, and we've not got our any of our win cons on board so far. So I'm probably going to toss away the Horribly Awry here, yeah. I mean, he's got like absolutely nothing so far. I'm just going to burn you down. I'm not expecting any kind of more small creatures, so I don't mind burning him down now. And again, we've not found any of our win cons yet, so at the moment we're just kind of we'll probably drop Jace next turn. It's going to allow us to start drawing cards. We'll be flipping over I don't really care about flipping this Jace. I'd rather keep Jace Unraveler of Secrets. So we've got Sorin here, so we can't have him drop. Looks like we're probably playing Super Friends here, would be my assumption. We've got most of the colours, and he's obviously played Sorin out pretty quickly. So, I mean, playing something like Explosive Vegetation to actually mana fix pretty early on is kind of one idea I did have for Super Friends, but playing all the colours was never really a particularly good idea. We'll get rid of Horribly Awry again, as I don't feel as though that's going to be particularly helpful in this matchup. Okay, we've got 2 Exquisite Firecrafts, which is going to be very nice for burning down Planeswalkers, but I am in fact just going to drop Jace here. Don't really even need to tap you anymore, because I've got you to do the card drawing for me, and I don't even have to discard one. I am actually going to bottom you, as I'm looking for something like a Telling Time is pretty nice. So I'm just going to skip attack here. If this Jace gets destroyed, I can always use you. So at the moment we're just looking for... Okay, so he's managed to get his own Jace down. That comes down as a 5 mana creature. Nothing that we can actually burn down with an Exquisite Firecraft, unfortunately, so he's just going to be drawing a card every turn at the moment. It's one of the higher loyalty Planeswalkers to come down. One of the more expensive ones too. Okay, so what do we do here then? Probably just going to Telling Time, actually. You know, I want to try and find either a Fevered Visions or a Tutelage. Oh god, seriously? Can't believe this. Like, see what I mean about my luck? I've just not had any luck so far. Oh crap, I forgot about Jace. That was a close one. So let's draw a card. Hopefully we will find either a Fevered Visions or a Tutelage. Bottom you. And or we're drawing his mana as well, so even better. So not really got much going on here right now. We're kind of under the duress of... Okay, so he's got a Sage of Ancient Lore, which has come down. Comes down as a 4/4, 5/5, because he's just played out another card. Oh, he drew another card. And he goes up to a 6 creature, back down to 5. So we may think about Exquisite Firecrafting and Fiery Impulsing that this turn, just so it gets burnt down. Or we just double Fiery Impulses. We have 2 instants or sorceries in our graveyard, which is quite nice. So we just go 1, and then we go 2. Perfect. Excellent. So that was a pretty lucky draw there, I'm going to be honest. But nice we found a tutelage here. Fevered Visions also works for me, so we can drop you down now. I'm glad we got Sorin countered that early. That makes me very, very happy. So I'm just going to skip attack here. Fevered Visions, draw an extra card. Ooh, very nice. Got Touch of the Void is quite good. So we could potentially burn down Jace with like something like an Exquisite Firecraft and a Touch of the Void. So he's passing the Water Veil, so he's basically going twice here. He will lose 4 health because of the doubled Fevered Visions draw. Does get a 6 mana elemental, so basically we either lose, well, we won't lose Jace here because we can actually say that I can sacrifice this Jace, and I've also got the Alchemist Vial, so this thing can't actually touch my Jace, which is quite nice. Oops, a daisy. So we are just going to block with you this turn and then Alchemist Vial it next turn. So he will lose 2 health here. We will point it at Jace actually. That's the redirect feature. So there was a thread come up about this, about the fact that oh my sweet god, we've got Guy's Revenge. So basically Jace is actually about to die here. So we are going to sacrifice Alchemist Vial and block the forest coming, or the land coming our way. So at this point we are probably dead, just because we can't actually deal with Guy's Revenge. Unfortunately, we've just not found any of our tutelages, you know, earlier on. We've been looking for them, haven't found them. I mean, statistically speaking, we should have found one by now, with 20 cards through the deck, and we haven't actually found it. So Jace is unfortunately about to die, just as we were about to get his -8 emblem as well. Okay, so we will actually just knock down Jace again using the Fevered Visions. Okay, Alchemist Vial. So at this point, I'm just thinking maybe we should have been pointing at his face for those 2 turns, because how much damage would we be able to do here otherwise? Okay, we've got another Alchemist Vial, so I shall do you now. What will we draw? Comparative Analysis. Do we draw cards, or do I just Touch the Void? We can either Touch the Void his face, or we can Touch the Void Jace. Like, how much damage have we got in hand? We've got 3, 11, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hang on, no, that's not right. So we've got 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage in hand. Yeah, if we'd point... Silly mistake here. If we'd pointed those 2, that damage at... Although, if Jace had gone for the -8, he would actually be able to counter those spells later on anyway, so... Do we Touch the Void his face and then just hope that we just, you know, find something later on to hopefully survive the next couple of turns? I mean, we have to block this one with the... I think that we can actually Touch the Void this turn, because we need to save open a mana to actually block this, to actually keep us in the game long enough to punch all these spells through to his face, if that's a thing that we can do. So maybe we have to do that over the next couple of turns. So if we don't punch him with Touch of the Void this turn, so we are going to redirect this. Oh no, sorry, we'll redirect Fevered Visions through to his face next turn, I think. Okay, so he's got Oblivion Sower, so that's another threat on the board which I can't really deal with. So yeah, this has not been a good first game. So Jace is going to +1. So we're probably just going to stop that forest from attacking our face this turn. So yeah, maybe if we'd been punching him in the face sooner, I don't know, it might have worked out a little bit better. Just because I feel as though otherwise... So he's going to swing for 9 at our face this turn. We're probably dead next turn, I'm going to be honest. Like, I can't see any other way out of this. So if he had kind of like 4 less health, would we be able to kill him? No, because he'd be 14, and this turn we'd be able to push through not 14 damage. So I think at this point we're probably just dead. Like, next turn he's got way too much on board. I mean, we can block 6 damage, but he's still going to push through 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're dead. So that's GG. Let's move on to game number 2. Okay guys, here we have game number 2. We're playing the rank 29 Muzzy Belly. So let's see what we get to begin with. Well, we've got a lot of land. Here we go. We've got Tutelage. So I'm actually keeping this hand. Could be pretty silly, but we've got 5 mana, a Tutelage, and a Firecraft. So I'm not too unhappy with this hand, actually. Providing we don't flood out, we should be okay. I mean, I'd love to just, you know, top deck a Fevered Visions in the next turn or two. Would be quite nice, because we really want to do Tutelage turn 3, Visions turn 4 with this kind of deck. Okay, we've got a Jori and Ruin Diver, not River, Ruin Diver. So she's kind of like some kind of merfolk which goes diving around ancient ruins, I'd assume. Okay, so we've got white and blue, so I'm going to go, my guess is white-blue humans. Nope, we've got white-blue control, I'm assuming, as we've got Brain in a Jar. Now, I hear Brain in a Jar isn't actually as good as it sounds, so we'll take a look at it in a second. Very nice, we've actually got Chandra as well. So yeah, Brain in a Jar. So you basically tap it to put a charge counter on Brain in a Jar. Then you may cast an instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Brain in a Jar from your hand without paying its mana cost. So to pay for something like Exquisite Firecraft, you need to tap it down 3 times, and it basically it's just difficult to kind of keep tapping it down, and then you can remove X charge counters from Brain in a Jar and scry X. So this turn he could tap it down and play a 1 mana spell out, I believe. Okay, so we do actually have Hanway and Militia Captain down now, so something that I would consider just Exquisite Firecrafting. Although we do have Jori and Ruin Diver, so it's not too bad. We do have the Mill Train on the go, so what do we manage to get down? Tali's Lieutenant and Glacial Fortress. So yeah, this is looking more and more like a white-blue human deck by the second. So we should actually be alright against this kind of deck. We've got 2 mana away from actually getting Chandra to sweep the board, so we don't really have to worry too much about lots of small creatures coming down, as we do have a sweeper in hand and the mana to play it later on. So the only card I really want now would be either be a second Tutelage or a Fevered Visions to help us with the mill engine. So let's see what he's got. So we're just waiting for Mr. Hanway Militia Captain to, what's he called? Muzzy Belly, Mr. Muzzy Belly, to actually do something. How are we doing? So yeah, we have a lot of Chandra in this particular deck. Like we've got obviously Exquisite Firecraft, Chandra herself. So that's obviously some nice, lovely. I do like the artwork on Exquisite Firecraft. That is, it's like the little like wispy like flames do look pretty awesome. I love the way I'm just talking about the artwork on cards because I'm currently waiting for Mr. Muzzy Belly to do something. Okay, so we've got Jessie and Thief down for a white-blue human deck. It's interesting. I hadn't thought about Jessie and Thief because it is actually a human. She's actually a human rogue, so it does actually work very well for a human deck. So we are going to mill Muzzy Belly down again, and basically we've got a second Jori and Ruin Diver. We can't play her out because basically we've already got one and she's a legendary creature. So do I just burn down the Jessie and Thief here with the Exquisite Firecraft? It's very, very tempting, and I think I'm probably going to do that just because otherwise we're not doing anything. So I just want to do something, and you know, getting rid of the Jessie and Thief is pretty handy. So he's going to tap down the Brain in a Jar, I'd assume. Allows him to play a 2 mana spell this turn. So at this point I'm almost tempted just to play out. Okay, so we've got Declaration in Stone, so I'm guessing, nope, he's gone for my Jori and Ruin Diver. So it is my turn. So I will be sacrificing that on my end step, I think. We do have a second Jori, so that's pretty funny actually. He's basically given us a free card draw, and I've got a second one in hand. So okay, we've got Thopter Spy Network here. Would have been nice if we'd had some kind of counter in hand there, but hey ho. So I guess he's going to swing for 2 here. So we are just going to pop the clue here, mill him for 2. Very nice. We've actually managed to get the Fevered Visions. So we've got that mechanic online. Royal Spout, ooh, the old Royal Spout, the old AI, the old AI's favourite card. Okay, so he's going to mill him for 2, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to play Jori and Ruin Diver first, then we're going to play out Fevered Visions, and we're going to mill him for 2 this turn. Well, 3 if you include the original card draw, so we get to mill him there. And then this will also give us another card draw at our end phase, and we mill him again. Plus, the other funny thing about Fevered Visions is it's technically milling him for 1 every turn, just by the fact that he has to draw an additional card. So he does get a Thopter, but we do have the Chandra Flamecaller to kind of tone down his kind of number of creatures on his board if we want to as well. We've got a second Thopter Spy Network, so he does get 2 Thopters every turn. And he's done nothing, so like I said, essentially we get to mill him for an extra 1 there. He gets to draw a card. So let's mill him again. We'll play the Highland Lake. I think we'll play out the Alchemist Vial just to draw an extra card because we won't be triggering Jori this turn. So we'll mill him again. Oh, we do have Touch of the Void though, so I'm thinking of just touching the Void just to trigger Jori here. And we get rid of the Handwear Militia Captain, which is, you know, an added bonus. So we're just milling him like crazy here at this point. And he's got an Essence Flux. Okay, that's fine. So we just get to essentially just kind of keep it around. But it was more to trigger the Jori than it was to actually play out a spell. So he's going to skip attack here. Doesn't get the +1/+1 as he is not a spirit. So at this point we've milled him down very, very heavily. Let's have a quick look at his decks. We've got some Gideon, Eldrazi Displacer. So we've got some human Drazi in here, plus some like artifact synergies. So this deck's really got a whole lot of everything going on, I suppose. I mean, we probably want a Chandra next turn just to kind of like reduce down these numbers again. Depends on how else he plays, but Chandra could be very, very useful. We only need to sweep for 2. We'll keep our Jori alive as well. So he's just swinging for 1. Above our head, so at this point we're not really too bothered by that. So he does get some. He does get to draw an additional card. You keep drawing additional cards, mate. That's kind of funny. You're just going to mill yourself down faster. I mean, at this point, I've basically won. Like we've milled down very, very quickly. We've got a lot of health left, which is what you want to see. When you're milling somebody down, you don't really want to be at low health and kind of like, oh my god, am I going to mill him down in time? We were still on 17 health and we've milled down half his deck already. So exile another target. Was that exile another target creature, then return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control? So he just gets to draw that card there, which again mills him. Oh, very nice. We've got Comparative Analysis here. So, do we play Chandra? Do we have enough to actually play... No, we do not quite have enough to play Chandra and Comparative Analysis, but I'm almost thinking just at this point, I think we're fine. So we're just going to draw 2 cards here. We've got a Scatter to the Winds left open, so... Oh, yeah, we are milling him twice. I was like, oh, hang on a minute, I don't want him drawing cards here. But no, it's fine. So he's down to 14 cards at this point. We've got some counter as well. Skip attack, and we're just going to Fevered Visions to mill him down again. He's down to 12 cards. I think we're perfectly fine at this point. So he's got a lot of creatures. I mean, that's going to get big, but we can always block it with the Alchemist Vial and then just sweep his board next turn if we really need to. We have enough for both Scatter to the Winds and an Alchemist Vial, so I'm not worried there. Because if we sweep away all the creatures with Chandra, if we -3 everything, this will die, as he doesn't have all the other creatures pumping him up. So yeah, this has been a much more routine game with the Fevered Visions and the Tutelage online on the same board. I mean, we were even playing like an aggro-ish deck and we still managed to come out on top, which is always quite nice. So yeah, this is very kind of blue-white human-y kind of deck with some Eldrazi, such as the we've got here then. So we want to Scatter to the Winds you. Thank you very much. So daisy. And then we're going to then prevent that from swinging this turn. I mean, he can swing with some other creatures, but we're not that bothered at this point. Can Reflector Mage bounce back? Return target creature. Yeah, so it would only been able to bounce back my Jori rather than my Tutelage or my Fevered Visions. I like to make sure sometimes that. So he's going to exile what? So he's going to exile another target creature, then return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Okay, interesting. Oh, it comes in tapped. Right, I see. So he's going to make sure you can't swing this turn. Just so we're just guaranteeing that we can't die here at this point. So he's going to swing for 6, but we're not really too fussed by that. I mean, Jori is actually going to die this turn because we are going to have to sweep for 3 with Chandra, but so yeah, thanks for milling yourself down that a little bit faster for me there. Just ensuring that we actually win the game. So he's down to 8 cards in hand. Does get himself a human cleric token, but it's not really going to matter. So he's milling for 2. So he's going to drop Chandra, I think. Here we go. And then just -3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Sweeps the board, and there we go. So we won that game. Excellent. Let's move on to game number 3. Okay guys, here we are for the third and final game of today. We're playing the rank 31 Starcad, I believe that was. So I'm actually quite happy to keep this hand. We'll start off with the Highland Lake, just because it always comes in tapped. We've got telling time to maybe find our 3rd land if we need to. So we could also do with a slightly better mana in that regards. But yeah, let's hope we can finish off with a win. Double check, yeah, we are playing Starcad, so we're going to have to play the Sulfur Falls tapped, unfortunately. Do have a Jori and Ruin Diver early on. So yeah, let's hopefully we can finish off with a win today. We've got Chandra and Jace in hand, which is quite nice. So he's played out nothing. Makes me very happy. 3rd mana? Nope. So we are going to probably telling time on his off step. So we can hopefully play out Tutelage next turn. I mean, we could have done it this turn to actually fan a mana for next turn. That would have been a much more sensible idea, but so we're going to telling time here. So he has actually played out a Drana's Emissary. So we're maybe looking at, so we definitely want you, and we definitely want you. Just so we can actually kill the Drana's Emissary. I'm almost thinking, don't Tutelage this turn and just kill Drana's Emissary instead. We can always then Alchemist Vial to draw another card, so I think that's probably a better play. If he's playing some kind of life gain deck, we want to keep that life drain to a minimum if possible. So he's going to draw a card. Okay, we've got very nice. We've got Horribly Awry for later on potentially. So we probably want to play out Sphinx's Tutelage next turn regardless. Like, we just need to get it down now. And then we'll think about playing things like Alchemist Vial and stuff later on. Okay, so we've got Cliffhaven Vampire, nothing we can do about that. Horribly Awry, we would have been able to counter it if we'd had that mana open, but we didn't have it before we actually played out the Alchemist Vial, so we will play out Tutelage here, I think. So at this point it's going to be a race to see who can drain who first. I mean, I could prevent that one from swinging at my face, but I'm not really too fussed by that. Do have the Chandra to sweep away his board if we need to later on. Once we found 2 more mana, of course. So I said at this point, okay, so he's got a Calastria healer, so we will be taking 2 damage this turn. That's something I really should have possibly... okay, we've got Drana's Emissary here, so what we really need to do is find a 6th mana as fast as possible. We're being drained down reasonably quickly. Going to block Prodigy from swinging this turn, just prevent that 2 damage going through. We took a lot of damage this turn, so I'd rather not have 2 more go through right now. Ooh, we've got a Radiant Flames. Do I use you now? I'm almost tempted to Alchemist Vial and what's what I'm looking for, and see if I can find a 5th mana so I can be, but that would be really greedy. So I'm actually going to play it safe. We're going to Radiant Flames this turn just so we can get rid of these 2. I'd rather do that now, play it safe, Radiant Flames, and then, you know, play out an Alchemist Vial next turn. Okay, so we've got a Blood Bomb Vampire, which is not too bad. with no life gain, that isn't actually too much of a problem. So we're going to take 2 damage. So luckily he had no way of pumping that up this turn. So okay, very nice. We actually have got a Fevered Vision. So do I play you now? I'm going to be bold and play it now. I mean, this thing could get bigger, but we've got to at least make an effort to try and mill him down as fast as possible. Very nice. Got 5th mana. So as the final Drana's Emissary in the graveyard. So really need 1 more mana. Okay, so he's actually going to be Shambling Venting this up, swinging at my face, I'm assuming. So he's going to be able to... Oh, we're going to take a hell of a lot of damage here. So that was rough, that was. Maybe it would have been better to play out the Alchemist Vial there. So yeah, we are in a bit of a spot of bother here. Okay, so we somehow need to figure out how to survive this turn. So if we play out the mountain here, can we play out you? Yes, we can play out. No, we can't play out. Oh, no. Basically, like what I'm thinking is if we had 1 more mana down, what we could have basically have done was we could have played out Jori on Ruined Die. Although if we had 1 more mana, we would have been able to just play out Chandra and we would have been fine anyway. But I think this might have to go down as a loss, unfortunately, just because I don't feel as though. I'm going to play out this, see what we find. I mean, I could find. I don't think it's going to be very much use, but we have Touch of the Void. But unfortunately, that's almost like too little, too late because we can't actually kill anything with it. If that was still a 3 health creature, I would have been fine. Saying that, if I can prevent this from swinging this turn, no, I have to prevent this from swinging this turn, and at that point he's then pushed that out of range up to 5 health. So this is frustrating. Okay, so at this point we just have to prevent this from swinging, I think, with the Alchemist Vial. We've got a second Fevered Visions, which is quite nice. Yeah, I think we just kind of the life drain vampires are very, very effective, unfortunately. So we have to prevent you from swinging. So we're going to take 5 health. Okay, that is basically that's doomed us. That's doomed us. We can't win now because basically. So I was just going to prevent you from swinging, but at this point, I think that's going to get lifelink. That's going to get lifelink. He's going to push through 4 damage and then 6 damage. Yeah, 6 damage is unfortunately going to go through from him because he's going to basically nip us for 2, unfortunately. So that's annoying. We were literally like 1 turn away from being able to stabilize out there. I think if we found a mana earlier on, maybe we could have hopefully if we'd had somehow been able to get Chandra down there, we would have been perfectly fine. But we weren't. So unfortunately, that was a thing. So it ended on a loss, but there were some fun games. You know, I enjoyed that. Okay, so did manage to sacrifice 80 permanents there and get some bonus gold, but that is the end of the episode for now. So I'm thinking for the next deck we're going to look we're going to revisit humans, but this time go for white and green humans. I've been really intrigued to try them out. We will probably try white and blue humans at some point as well, and then maybe even splash all 3 colours together just to be, you know, creative, see which is the best human deck. But that will be for next time. So as always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode. If you're new to the channel, it's always nice to see you hit subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.